Hello and welcome back to Stroke Warrior Radio. I'm your host, Ralph Cortese. Today's guest, Alexandr Alex Malashchenko, is the founder and CEO of Revamo, a company creating innovative solutions for stroke rehabilitation. With a PhD in mechanical engineering, an MBA in entrepreneurship, and over 11 years in aerospace R&D, and most importantly, 3 years of first-hand caregiving experience for his grandfather after a stroke, Alex combines technical expertise with a deeply personal understanding of recovery challenges. Today, we'll hear about Revamo's technology, how it's changing lives, and what it could mean for stroke survivors and caregivers everywhere. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ralph. Thanks for having me. It's a great pleasure to
Oh,
be
it's an
here.
absolute pleasure. Can you start by sharing how your professional journey and personal caregiving experience came together to create Revamo?
Yeah, definitely. So, as you mentioned, I have a technical background. I studied robotics and mechanical engineering. So I earned my PhD in mechanical engineering, and for 11 years, I worked in R&D in the aerospace, where we developed robotic equipment for aircraft manufacturing. So this is where I gained my technical skills. But I really switched my career after my grandfather was paralyzed by a stroke. And he used to be a strong and independent person, but then he was forced to ask for help just to get out of bed and go to the bathroom. It really reshaped my understanding of what problems can people have. And after this experience, I decided to completely switch my career and start building something that can help people like my grandfather live better lives.
How long were you care partner for your grandfather?
So basically, I have been caring for my grandfather for more than 3 years. And I helped him with transferring, toileting, showering. It was very difficult to find a caregiver for him. And even when we could find a caregiver, she couldn't transfer him because it's a very he was quite a heavy person, and there was no good equipment, so we could not accommodate a Hoyer lift in his apartment because it's too big and bulky. And overall, all this mobility aids seemed like it's not adapted to be used at home. It's more like for healthcare facilities. So we really struggled with all the activities of daily living for him, and I mainly relied on my manual force and lifted him from his bed and transferred him to his commode, shower, and performing all these everyday routines. So I realized that there was no really adequate solution to this pressing problem.
Yeah, that's amazing. Um, well, let's talk about what is Revamo. Uh, it's stroke rehab technology. What's that all about?
So I created Revamo with the goal of giving back dignity and independence to people like my grandfather. And for my grandfather specifically, one of the main issues was that he couldn't get out of bed. He needed assistance to transfer. So I decided to create something that can help people like my grandfather get out of bed independently. So I created this device called Trevi Moniko. It can remind you a wheelchair, but it's not a wheelchair. It's something that has a wireless remote control, so a user can retrieve it to a bed, and then it has a special seat that can scoop them up from a bed gently and safely, so they can easily move around, controlling it with a joystick to drive to the bathroom, to the kitchen, to the shower, so and perform all the activities of daily living independently.
Nice, very nice. Um, how can a survivor or clinic get started with Revamo?
So we have, first of all, we are still in the product development stage. We are very close to the official market launch. We are planning to start official sales next year. However, we have already completed 4 iterations of the product design, and we did dozens of trials with potential users and healthcare facilities, collected a ton of feedback from people, understood how we can make it better, and with each and every iteration, we made it better and better. And so we came to the point when we already have the version that is fully functional, looks good, works good, and receives very positive feedback from our users. And now, we offer free demos and trials to people because we want to collect their feedback. We want to understand how we can make it better. So we really design it with people who will use it. So this is our approach, and we are really open and welcome all the feedback that we can collect.
I'm curious, what was most of the patients' survivors' reaction when they started using it?
First of all, people were super excited that they can do it independently now with our product. I think this was the biggest thing. So yeah, they were really surprised and they were smiling, so that now they're free to move around, they can do it. So we received some constructive feedback on the ergonomics, on the device size and other things, and we worked on that, and we fixed, I would say, like 95% of the issues we had. So we cannot fix 100% because there are many contradictory requirements. So people want to have it to be like small and compact, but at the same time, they want it to bear 400 pounds. So this kind of things. So we need to balance some things, and we are trying to find an optimal combination here.
That's curious you brought up the weight. There's different versions for different weight sizes.
Yeah, currently we are starting with the first version up to 250 pounds, and we have already started building the bigger version up to 400 pounds.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Um, when it's all out and ready to go, is training or ongoing support included?
So yeah, we'll definitely provide training and support, especially to our first customers. We will really want to polish this process, and we will get all our attention. And basically, based on our customer trials, the device use and the user interface is very simple. So it typically takes 5 to 10 minutes for people to understand how it use. There are just 5 main switches and a joystick. So it's pretty straightforward. However, we will definitely provide an extensive educational materials, videos, and just in-person training as well.
Nice. Do you work with will you be working with therapy locations as well, or therapy services as well?
And definitely, we work with several physical and occupational therapists. We tested it at 5 healthcare facilities, including
Nice.
Spalding Rehab in Boston. It's world's leading rehabilitation institute. So we receive really good feedback from doctors, and so we also optimized it based on the feedback we collected from them.
Wonderful. Are there plans for insurance coverage or more partnerships with rehab facilities?
Yeah, 100%. So one of our main challenges was how to make this advanced technology affordable for most users. And here we identified an existing insurance billing code that can pay for it. So it will take some time for us to get this code, but we are working on that. And this is basically our main strategy to get it covered by insurance so more people can afford it.
Wonderful. What is there some kind of approvals you need to go through with any like FDA or government or anything like that?
Yeah, that's an FDA-regulated medical device. We are going through this process with the FDA. We have completed 2 filings with the FDA. We met with them 3 times already. And so we have a clear pathway. So we are on the same page in terms of what we need to accomplish in terms of testing. And so for now, we need just to finalize the product, build the first serial batch, conduct the performance testing, and it should be ready to be filed with the FDA.
Wonderful, wonderful. Where do you see, is this the only device that Revamo's been working on so far?
So yeah, we are starting with this first device. It takes all of our time. It's a pretty complex technology, and there are so many people with very different conditions, and we are really trying to dive deep into their problems and the challenges they face, and we are trying to solve this problem in a very good way before we move forward and start our next product.
Are there plans for other products? I mean, just off the top of your head, I know you don't want to commit, but
so yeah, there will be enhancement to this existing product first. So we will further integrate voice control, so people with low hand dexterity can also control it to move around. There will be a remote patient monitoring system, so a caregiver or a family member can see what happens with the person who is using this device, and several other like innovations that I don't want to disclose right now.
yeah.
But yeah, so but our main strategy basically is creating the products that give independence and dignity back to people. So there are several aspects of the human's journey during this after they suffer stroke or if they get paralyzed. So we want to focus on how can we give people back their dignity and independence so they can live the life that is maximally close to the normal life. Yeah.
I love that. Uh, I just went out of my head. Okay. Um, are you is this only for stroke survivors or TBI also applies to it? It's anybody with an infected like side or brain attack, correct? I didn't ask that right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so it's not only like in general, it's not only for stroke survivors. So there are a variety of different medical conditions. I think more than 20, including muscular dystrophy, ALS, cerebral palsy, arthrogryposis, many of them. And for a stroke is variable, as you know. So, and yeah, we see that. So if people have like significant cognitive issues or visual impairments after stroke, they could still need some support, or so hopefully they are recovering. So initially they can start with some support, and as they are getting better, so they can use it independently. So it really depends, and we are trying to personalize it for each individual and try to approach it in a very like customized way. So.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And you'd be able to do that on all devices, or is that kind of an extra thing?
Basically, yeah. So our device is designed so it can require different grades of support. So if a person still needs some support from a caregiver, for example, a caregiver can help them with something, for example, with the sitting process, and then they can use it independently by moving around the house, go into the restroom. So, and as they recover, they can take more and more tasks in terms of the device control and perform the tasks by themselves. So it will give them more and more independence, and so they can provide more relief to their caregivers as well.
Wonderful. Where do you see Revamo and stroke rehab technology, for that matter, heading over the next 5 years?
We see that more and more interest from startups in this space. I mean, startups that are working on similar issues, building technologies for independence, expedited recovery. And I think it's a growing trend. It's a growing global market, especially with the aging of baby boomers. Now we have this growing senior population. We have the shortage of caregivers as well. And so we have an increased demand in caregiving services, but we have the shrinking supply, basically. So we really need some products that help people be more independent. So I expect to see more and more products in this space. We will see a lot of AI integration in these products, which will make them easier to use and more effective. And ultimately, these products will become more affordable. I also expect that. And so insurance will go and cover these product, mainly because the most expensive thing now in care, it's human labor. When products like technologies like ours can replace human labor, insurance companies will save a ton of money. So just for this reason, they will come and cover these technologies.
That's a good reason to approve it, right?
Yeah.
It reduces costs all over. How do you, what's your top piece of advice for survivors of caregiving navigating recovery now from your experience as a caregiver yourself? Tell me about that.
Yeah, first of all, it's tough. It's really tough. I know if you experienced that now, so you really need to stay strong and find something that can help you stay positive. Rely on your family members or find some nice books or whatever makes you happy. Just try to find something that will help you stay positive. So it was the case with my grandfather. He never gave up. He always worked to regain his independence. He always wanted to stay alive and move forward. And I wish you the same. And the second, try to learn about new technologies. So maybe people are working on the problem you have right now and you just don't know that the solution to your problem already exists. I would be more proactive here and search actively for the solutions for the problems you have.
And as a caregiver, how long did it take you? I know this is off our original outline, but how long did it take you to realize that um, this experience was affecting your family dynamic?
So I could immediately realize that it really affected our family because all of a sudden, so my grandfather was the head of our household. Basically, he was a really strong and independent person, a leader. And all of a sudden he couldn't get out of bed and raise his hand. So it changed everything for our family, and all of us were focused on caring for him at this point. So, and
Yeah,
it's really tough. You need to sacrifice your personal life, you need to sacrifice your job, and to take care of your loved ones. But yeah, it is what it is. So at least, so now I would probably focus more on trying to find some solutions that could help us make this process easier. At that time, we relied primarily on our own efforts, did everything manually. But now I feel that there are much more technologies that can really help. So yeah.
yeah. Did you eventually get to more home care organizations, or did you still pretty much all handle it yourselves?
But basically, we handled it ourselves. He had a caregiver, but she didn't do any lifting and transferring.
Right, right.
So it was my role. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry to ask, how's your grandfather doing today?
So he passed away, unfortunately, and he wasn't
I'm
able
sorry.
to try out the technology I built, but he really inspired me to start this venture, and it really motivates me and helps me to move forward through all the ups and downs that we faced on this journey. So I'm very grateful for him here.
Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who just became a caregiver after a stroke or TBI?
Again, stay strong, stay positive. It will be difficult. I don't have any good advice that can solve this problem, but yeah, focus on you probably love this person who you care of, and just focus on that, and they really appreciate your help, even if they cannot express it right now in a good way, but I would just yeah, try to stay positive again.
How important was self-care as your journeys went along?
Self-care, you mean for my grandfather or for caregivers?
For caregivers, for you. I mean,
So yeah, it was harder than it used to be, mainly because now you spend a lot of time on care, basically. But yeah, so try to distribute it between several like family members or caregivers if possible, because if it's just one person, it's pretty tough. So you really need to sacrifice a lot of your life to spend it just on care. So try to find someone who can help with that. And yeah, so
I like it. Um, what do you wish you'd had known when you first became a care partner?
So yeah, I wish I would learn more about the technologies and solutions that exist and that can make our life easier. And I would probably be more upfront in terms of making improvements in his home, because so it was not adapted apartment at all. So and we couldn't use any like nice mobility aid, and it was even difficult to use a manual wheelchair in his home. So I would probably go ahead and break something in his home to make it more accessible, and it would probably simplify our lives in the long run. But yeah.
Nice. Um, for our, well, a little bit to get to know you a little bit better. And I'm sure this is, I've got a business as well, obviously, but early bird and night owl.
Early bird.
Early bird, yeah, you find
Yeah.
you get more done in the mornings?
So yeah, I'm typically more active in the morning, and my brain works better in the morning. Yeah.
Cool. Are you a coffee or tea person?
Uh,
Depends on the time of day, right?
so yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's
What's a
hard to.
book, a movie, or a song that inspires you?
I love several books. I think the one that comes to mind is The Master and Margarita.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One word to describe Revamo's mission.
Independence.
Nice. What's your favorite way to de-stress in 5 minutes or less?
Uh, Stretch up, do some exercising. So yeah.
How can a survivor clinic get started with Revamo?
They can reach out through our website to sign up for a demo or push the learn more button. And I'm reading all these subscriptions, so I will reach out to you, and so we can figure out what is the best way to collaborate.
What website is that?
It's www.revimo.care, Revimo.care.
Okay. And you're on socials too as well, correct?
Yeah, we have our Instagram account. It's called revimo.mobility. And we have a Facebook page called revimo.niko.
What was the dot on the Facebook?
.niko, Niko. Niko is the name of our product. It's named after my grandfather. His name was Nikolai.
Oh, how touching. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I like that very much. Is there a preferred way for survivors or therapists to connect with you? I mean, can they email you or should they go through the website or the social?
Yeah, they can submit the learn more form on our website, and I will reach out to them. So I'm reading all these submissions. So yeah.
Wonderful. Are there any upcoming events, webinars, or demos uh, or podcasts where people can see Revmo in action?
Yeah, we are constantly doing demos in the New England area. We are generally based in Boston. On the week of September 8th, we are going to California, to Los Angeles area to perform some trials. If people from this area are listening to us, so feel free to click a demo button on our website, and we will try to accommodate it and provide a trial for you. So we are also planning to go to the San Francisco Bay Area in the middle of October, around October 15th. So again, if there are any people who wants to try it, just reach out to me.
Very cool. By the way, when you're in San Francisco, if you want to extend your trip, Bend, Oregon's not that far.
Yeah, I'm actually I will be in Bend, Oregon for a day before I go to Los Angeles. Yeah.
Oh, there's some people I'd like you to meet if you're here.
Yeah, so yeah, we can communicate on that
Yeah,
after. Yeah.
my physical therapist is great company. So I'd love you to meet them if you've
Awesome.
got some time. So anyway, um, I appreciate your time, Alex. I mean, I absolutely love hearing about new products because it just, and talking to caregivers, especially because I didn't have any caregivers, really. I was by myself for most of the time.
Yeah.
So thank you, Alex, for sharing your journey with us today. And to our listeners, remember your story matters, your recovery is worth fighting for, and you're never alone on this path. There's people like Alex out there everywhere. Catch the wave. You are a warrior achieving victories every day. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you. It's a
It's
great
been an
pleasure
absolute
speaking with
pleasure.
you.